In today's video, I'm going to be testing whether I can store these potatoes for up to 10 weeks. Hi folks, G3 here. Thanks for joining me on my journey to go green. Now, on a previous video, which was about storing carrots for longer in the fridge, I had quite a lot of comments on that from people giving advice on other things I could be looking at. Now, one of those, let me check, it's Gaming Tonight 1526, and they said, I keep 5 kilograms of potatoes in a box, one level of potatoes, one sheet of folded up newspaper, next single level of potatoes, and covered by another sheet of folded up newspapers, etc. Then close the lid, put the rest of the newspaper on it to keep it shut. This way, my potatoes last for 10 plus weeks, which is how long it takes me to eat 5 kilos. And of course, a 5 kilogram bag of potatoes works out cheaper. They said, if you use dry soil instead of newspaper, potatoes can last 6 months, but they didn't need to go that far. And they said, love the carrot idea, of course. So thanks for the comment, much appreciated. And that got me thinking, okay, why don't I try it? See whether I can store potatoes for longer by using scrunched up newspaper and a cardboard box. So we're going to give that a go. What we're going to need, of course, is a sack of potatoes. This is 7.5 kilos of potatoes. Lots of newspapers for doing the scrunching up around the potatoes, and a big cardboard box. Probably could have gone with a smaller one, but this is the one I've got available, so this is the one I'm going to try it with. So let's see how it goes. I just need to get the staple out of the middle carefully, so that it's easy to get all the sheets off. I think I'm going to put a layer of scrunched up newspaper at the bottom. That should hopefully stop any light from coming in there. There we go, a layer of scrunched up paper. Now, it's already started sprouting a little bit. That's not ideal. So this will be a real test to see whether they can last. So what I'm going to do is wrap each potato individually. Now this is a test. It might not work, and I will share that with you if it doesn't work, and see, perhaps, then I'll get your comments to let me know what you think I should be doing instead of what I'm doing here. But I'm hoping that by giving it a nice cover for each potato, that it will help it last for longer. But the fact that they've already started sprouting a bit, that's a bit disappointing. Now, the good thing is about all of this paper is that you're going to be able to reuse it when you unwrap a potato. You just pop it back in a box or in storage and then use it for next time you do this. Well, we keep a lot of newspaper in the house because we'll use it for present wrapping. So I have got a video that I've made on that to show you how we do that to make it looking nice. So I'll share the link up there for you so you can see. There we go, I've gone and wrapped up all of the potatoes in newspaper and they are now layered into this box. So it is going to be simply a case of making sure they're covered, keeping that lid down tight in the cupboard, and then just opening it up and unwrapping potatoes when we want to use some. I have concerns at this stage because of the quality of the potatoes. I'm not sure what's going to happen, because if there's a potato in here that starts going off, then that could get a bit mucky, impact other potatoes around it. So the fact that these are being stored for quite some time could be a problem in itself. At least I'm going to put some paper at the bottom, but I think I will need to move the box regularly just to check to make sure that there's no mess at the bottom from potatoes that have been decomposing in there. I might be wrong. This could all be fine, and that these are going to store for a long time. We'll see. It's a learning exercise. I'll share what happens with you and see whether we get any learnings from it. So I'll come back in the future and let you know how it's been going. Right, enough time has passed. enough time for us to get through the potatoes and for me to also have a little accident on the hockey pitch. So the observant amongst you might have noticed I've got a little bit of a knock here, but that came from hockey. I'm perfectly fine. We managed to get through an equivalent 7.5 kilogram sack of potatoes in 24 days. So it was a bit quicker than I was expecting. We managed to get through it with loads of different meals, and we were trying to make the most of them while they were still fresh. So I wasn't exactly able to test it lasting for months and months and months. But what we did find was that it was relatively straightforward to go into our store cupboard to get potatoes out of the box. We'd get enough out of there to unwrap them from the newspaper, and then we've got them ready to prepare and cook with. The newspapers that we were getting from there we could then save again for future use rather than them being wasted. Obviously eventually some of those might need to be put into recycling and refreshed, but generally we'll be able to sort of keep reusing those. The potatoes weren't the freshest. There were a few growths coming on them already at that point when I was wrapping them up. But what I did find through doing this in the dark, the extra padding, it slowed down the process of those roots developing out of the potatoes. They were staying pretty fresh in general, but we had one that went bad in that time. But the fact it was wrapped independently meant that it was isolated from the other potatoes, and that didn't cause a problem for potatoes that were nearby. It was that one that went a bit mushy, so we had to throw that one away. And I say that was down to probably the age of the potatoes and the quality. This is a relatively cheap sack that we've got here, so it's not a surprise that that happened. But it lasted for 24 days. The experiment was from the 1st of March and ended on the 24th of March when we finished them all. So that was a 24-day period that we were able to keep them nicely in the box, that they lasted and that we could get them out. I think going forward, normally we don't have such a huge sack of potatoes to get through, but normally we'd probably get a bag that is maybe 2 kilos in size that won't last particularly long, so we don't have to worry too much about storage. But I think I will probably get a small cardboard box and wrap those in newspaper for those small ones, because it does help to keep them fresher and last longer. But if you are storing a large amount of potatoes like this, and it's going to be over quite a period of time, I think this box wrapping method would probably work quite well for you. I'd be really interested to hear your comments, so please do let me know whether you've tried something like this or whether there's something else you're doing to store them for longer. I'd be really keen to hear, and if you've actually tried this following the video and see how long it lasts for you. Feedback to me, let me know how long they last and whether it was an improvement. It'd be interesting to know. Well, there you go folks, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, then please click the like button down below. And as I said, leave your comments, let me know what you're doing, whether you've done something similar, how this experiment went for you. I'd be really interested. Up next, I've got this video that I think you might find useful. And if you haven't done so already, then why not subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you get notified when I load up a new video. Well, thanks for watching folks, really appreciate it. Bye.